It's time to take this show on the ground. Under the ground. Now we're at the sequel to Jill the Jungle, which is basically like an episode 1, so this is like the episode 2 part. Jill goes underground. Tim Sweeney at it again by putting his name at various places and all his stuff. Guess he just does that. Da, 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 gotta play stuff. Alright, so we leave over from the epilogue last one in this like mushroom place. And we're gonna end up underground. Yeah. The snails are different. The rabbit is acting exactly like the frogs do, which is weird because there's still frogs in this game anyway. I think there's another enemy like that that's like a copy of the ant, but is something else. I want to say it's like a... not this slug thing. But I want to say it's like a... perhaps a centipede? Perhaps? Or a millipede? Something like that. Unlike the first game, the second game doesn't have a hub. We just go, like, from start to finish. But I found some various parts of stopping here. I also just did the playthrough of the third game, so you can expect that to come around very quick, like probably even the next day. But yeah, this time Jill of the Jungle, Jill is wearing red, much like I guess Lupin the Third changes jackets. But then I realized, considering with the third game, where she wears blue, that right now she's just in the Goron tunic. And then last game she'll be in the Zora tunic, because that's the natural Zelda progression. Well, I say natural, but what's natural in accordance to Zelda and its progression? I don't know. Not a thing I can tell you about with the rabbits when I got double knives. One thing I noticed in this playthrough is, even though this is the freeware version, like, I say freeware version, but it's a freeware game, it's the version I have specifically is the one I have in my GOG library. So while it's, while the demons in this game, I'll be able to kill them in one shot. For some reason, in the third game, I can't, which is a huge problem. Just something to keep in mind in case someone's like level editing this game. Make sure the demons are killable. Like, I've never heard of an enemy which required more than one hit in this game, so it just kind of, well, except for the snake, but that one at least you know is getting hurt. And, you know, I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but I'm assuming it's because with a lot of older Shareware titles, is that, you know, the Shareware episode is the tried and true one that's been tested all over, but then the other two stuff, people just miss stuff. It happens. We're not like that anymore, I hope. Gonna test all the planets in space when there's mushrooms coming out from the ground. Mushroom Hill Zone. That's the way we want it. That's the way you got it. Yes, so now the border is blue. Yeah. Oh yeah, in the past, I've also played Killer Blaster, but I don't know if I'll be doing that now, simply due to how short it is. It's very short. Like, this game's already short, but Killer Blaster and Dark Ages by Apogee are both short to where, I don't know if I'd ever do a project on them now. They're good games, though. Do try them out. I'm also going to be saving a lot more often now. It's not as if you don't have infinite lives. You do, but I'm just saving time. And it does save time. You really do save from, like, the position you're in. I'm surprised, because having something like this early would have been around the same time as Commander Keen Episode 4, so I don't know if that, or which one came first in terms of save stating in a DOS game. You know? At least people creating PC games knew that people like to save whenever they want. And I feel like that goes over for when emulation for the Nintendo was early in the 90s. That might have been when they started incorporating, and then just became like a holdout, simply due to it being on the computer. This is level 1. This is a sluggity slug. You found a spinning blade. Okay, that's funny. In the third game, it does call it something else. I don't know why. At least the key still goes, yeah! So I can agree with the key agreeing with me. A. The door opens up, it's like, hey! What's the matter for you? Lot of big levels coming for you. This slug is what you call the slug. Yeah, that's interesting. So the previous level really was a level. It was just marked as level 0. Never thought about that, but okay, I guess that does count. Steal it. Just go with it. Oh! Every time I throw that thing. It's really funny sound effect. In fact, the game knows it has funny sound effects because there's an option in the option menu for the sound test where you just press buttons on your keyboard to make the various sounds it has. Which would be kind of fun and cacophonous, but, you know, whatever. Behold! Level 2 is inside level 1. Oh man, never would have seen that happen. Wait until you take a look at level 3, because it holds the record for most amount of levels inside one level for this kind of game. That'd be cool though if there's a gameplay with recursive enough, but yeah. Vines, slugs, and vines and slugs. Sometimes I find these enemies going faster than I thought they would. I don't know if there's a set speed or if it's just a random attribute. It could be. I could still die. Yes, her manner of dress is stained by the blood of her enemies. Vicious. Vicious Jeelish. I don't have to do all this extra stuff, but you know what? Let's get as much out of this as we can. Oh! Oh yeah, spit those around. These giant fucking boomerang shuriken thingies. Even though it's really the knives that act more like a boomerang. Which would mean that maybe this game is actually set in Australia. Nah. Oh no, Montezuma's castle is gonna have some Montezuma's revenge, so everybody get out the Pepto-Bismol. But yeah, we start at 3, and then this whole sequence will end after level 8 within the same level. It's incredible. Quite questionable, mind you. This whole game series is questionable. I have no idea what's happening. It's like, look at all this cool shit. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's not very coherent. We even have the frog again, and like blue windows or something. Here's level 4. Yeah, it ended as soon as it began. Okay. Pac-Man ghosts, they're back. That's what I like to hear about the Pac-Man, about that, like, he's going blue. Actually, I guess they did these, but no, it just looks like you think I could kill them, but, no, because I don't have a weapon on me. Okay, here's a knife, but I can't get back up there now, so I guess the ghosts get to not live a little longer. Gators, who parked them there? Nah, I'm of the opinion this game could be South American, actually. That's where I think, anyway. That rainforesty part. Which should be more rainforesty by now, I don't know. Hey, humanity, I have a question for you. When are we getting the rainforest back? Need those things, you know. What we need is trees, really, because trees like carbon dioxide and then, you know, release oxygen. So, you know, it makes us symbiotic. The more trees you plant, the better the air is. Well, not necessarily, but it would have something to do with why wood is flammable. It's so flammable. I mean, technically most plants are, but wood especially so. Oh man, it's a whole invisible, not quite invisible platform, labyrinthian. The vines stay attached. They grow from nothing. Absurd. Also found you can just jump right from the vine. And also if you go up all the way up the top and there's nothing in it, you can try to jump up that way too. Which I wasn't aware of, because I didn't think you'd get that high. Usually it happens when you're just too low. I'm climbing up, sunshine. And it hurts my hands. And why would that be? Young persons of going underground, like the radio, like the railroad, like, well, technically it wasn't underground, but, you know, it was underground in a metaphorical sense. And this game is not really about metaphors or being literal. We're not really quite sure it exists in the meaning pantomime place. The meaning pantomime place, the place where we get mean with our pantomimes. Amphetamines do not have those, unless you mean the painkiller, not the meth. Do not have that. I will not vouch for it. It's a bad thing. Only when you really need it, like with most substances that are abused. Use them only when you actually need it. M. Magneto, drop this. It's a big giant M. It's for your helmet. It makes it look good. I didn't even realize we were in level 5. I'm sorry. There's level 6 over there. Wow, we're just going through this game so fast. We're gonna be done in like... No, we're not. It's an illusion. And I push the levers. I'm thinking like those switch puzzle things, like in here in Hocus Pocus. I'd probably be like the DNA that got transferred over to Duke Nukem 3D switch puzzles. So we just take it for granted, but it's really just, hey, get the combination down. Alright. I don't really like the way this series calls puzzles puzzles, because they are barely that, if that, really. I mean, there's some bit of thinking you gotta do, but I wouldn't really... I don't know, these are pretty bare bones to be called puzzles. It'd be like if you had a jigsaw piece, or if you had like a jigsaw puzzle that was like 4 pieces in order to move on with the game, and you're just like, why was this necessary? Yeah, especially if it was like a slide puzzle of 4 pieces, just like, just turn it around! It's like, oh. Because what happens if it was like 1, 3, 4, 2? You can't actually work it then. Puzzle doesn't work. Number 777. The most extreme high jump. And what is probably the shortest level in this game, because right after that lock is where level 8 is. That's ridiculous. Makes me wonder if this was meant to be played without the saves, because, yeah, I probably would try to do that. Can you play the game without saving? I would not want to do that at all. Because when the game breaks, you have no solution to bring it to fruition. My volition, my ambition. Oh yeah, it wasn't Friedman, it was Froelich, by the way. It was Dan Froelich. And he did put a thing on one of his. I'm surprised it wasn't all of them, however. Because I thought it'd be just because the one without the soundtrack, which would be 2 of the videos, but again, it really doesn't matter. As long as the videos get to stay up. Why would I worry? Me be happy. Okay. And then the exit will get us right to level 9. Well, I don't know about you, but this has been a very nice quick romp through childhood memories. Are you just going to sit there? Yes, clearly sitting in a standing position. That is the truth.